So I'm home from work, which went well, and I am home later though because I gave my coworker a ride home. But it went well, and I got my paycheck, which is corrected from last week. Basically, from the math I did, what happened was basically a whole day's worth of pay was missing from the last check. So then 6.95 hours, which is essentially a whole day, was added onto this new paycheck. However, it's still incorrect, but it's not incorrect in a bad way. I was actually paid more than what my math is telling me it should be. In that case, I'm not going to bring it back. If it's less, I was going to bring it back, but it's not. So we're fine. But it's just amazing to me how, like, me, who's not an accountant and does not work with money, can figure that out. Anyway, now I have 50 minutes and I am going to start working on basically, thank goodness for Taylor, the director of ELF / artistic director for the Holly, because she had extra time and was able to do the main playbill for It's a Wonderful Life. Thank goodness, because I barely have that time. And now I am working on the sort of double playbill, or the handout that they give people, and the handout has a QR code to the full virtual playbill. So I am working on that. I'm doing that while she's working on that. And that is why I am bringing her treats from the bakery tomorrow to say thank you for helping me out. And she texted me and she was like, I'm so sorry if I overstepped, and basically was like, I'm just going to take over the whole project. And I was like, no, thank you for that, because my goodness, I needed help. I will talk about it more later because I'm working and I'm already behind because I freaked out. But I just got the biggest audition request I think I've ever gotten, and I'm super excited because it's an autistic character, and they literally specifically asked agencies to only submit autistic talent for this role. And I'm flipping out because the description and like the script, my audition sides are like, I feel like I don't even have to act. And so it would be really, really amazing if this was meant to be, but I am not going to get my hopes up. One of my castmates for ELF is actually going to help me record before or after, hopefully before, but I don't know if we're going to be able to make that happen before rehearsal. It says I am not expected to have it memorized. I'm going to, of course, try to have it memorized, but there is one section that's a pretty long thing that I'm like, I don't know about that one, but the rest of it I will try to make sure. But I'm going to hold them in my hands just in case, because I would rather do that than need to take multiple different takes and go into rehearsal time or whatever. The only thing is, and it does say to put in conflicts, because it is something that would film for a little while, not consistently, but it would film up until a certain point, because it is a TV series, not which movies do too, but you know what I mean, right? It's like episode by episode, right? And this isn't a character that's just in one episode. They are in a few of this one particular season with potential to be in more. And it does not shoot here. It does not shoot here. But the first set of dates is the last weekend, part of the last weekend of ELF. Now it does say to put in conflicts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that they are a conflict, but that it's not a deal breaker. Those are just dates that I would prefer to not be available. But yes, I would basically say it's not a deal breaker, but I do technically have performances on those days. So if it were at all possible, that'd be great. But I also know that they would understand, and the part could be learned by someone else. I mean, our director could literally step in and play that role. I love the role with all of my heart, but I also know that they would think I'm absolutely insane for turning, if I were to turn down an opportunity, even though I love the show, they would think I'm insane. They'd be like, absolutely not. No, like you cannot say no to this. And as I said, our director could step in to the role and would do great at it. So if need be. Plus, not to mention that Aspen or any of them, they could step into it, just would be a little bit harder because they are also in some of those, like the dance number scenes. So it would kind of throw that off. Anyway, I don't think it'll happen, but if I get a call back or something, I might be like, hey, just a heads up, which they know they know I have the audition, but as I said, I think it'll just end at the audition. I would love for it to not, but it's such a giant opportunity. And for someone like me who has not really had any breakout, yes, I have a demo reel, but like, I don't have, it would be a really big risk for them to take on me. So I finished with work, thankfully decently on time, because I got really behind, doing like with all the audition stuff that came through, because the agent who runs my stuff actually sent me a text afterwards and was like, hey, I just want to double check, it's due on Wednesday. And that was when she also, I don't know if I said this or not, basically, because I told her, I said some of the dates fall on a show that I'm already doing, but I don't want that to be a conflict. Like, I wish there was a way for me to say, like, I would prefer not to do those days, but obviously that's not how filming works. And she was like, listen, and she was like, she was like, this is recurring, like, you have, like, please make yourself available. And I was like, all right, like, I will, anyway, it's just like, I'm excited to get the audition in, but I'm also just kind of excited to get it done and like send it off and then forget about it and then focus on, Thanksgiving and tech for the show and things like that. So, but anyway, I had someone reach out to me with a casting call and asked me to send it out to people. So I'm going to sit here and do that. And then I go through my emails a little bit. So the thing said that they don't expect you to have it memorized or have learned it ahead of time. Obviously, I take it with a grain of salt. I'm going to hold it in my hands just in case something happens. But I would rather have it memorized, because then I can actually get into a character. Like, I don't even feel like I have to be a character for this. Like, I could just genuinely take my excitement of doing the audition and putting it into the script. I like the writing. I think they did a good job, at least in these two little scenes. I think they did a good job of writing this character, because she's not, like, obviously, like, they didn't write her in a way that's like, oh, this cringy person who does this and this, so that's impressive. I'm just so excited that I get to shoot this audition. Like, I am so thrilled and honored that casting wants to see me for this. Like, this is such an amazing step forward to have it in the breakdown to say, please submit autistic talent for this autistic role. Like, just such a huge step forward, and it means so much to see that. Going to bed way later than I should be. My bad. I'm gonna regret this tomorrow. I know that for a fact. But I needed to look over my lines, or the audition lines, and I wanted to read a little bit. So now I'm actually heading to bed. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. All my social media is in the description. Love you all.